Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, you're most welcome. Please subscribe before you go, and please turn on the bell as well. Thank you so much. So in my last update about JODHA and AKBAR, we saw how baby Usain died finally because Zeenat poisoned her, and JODHA was really pained and everyone were pained, and Rukaya blamed JODHA for the death of the baby. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. Rukaya says that this was not God's decision and this was done by JODHA and her mates. Everyone were crying and Rukaya turns to Jalal and says that Jalal asked her to give Usain to JODHA for some days and now Usain is no more. So what we should do now? And Jalal should tell her. Rukaya again turns to Amida and asks Amida to tell her what she would do and can anybody bring Usain back? Rukaya totally lost it and she turns to Jalal again. That's what the Jalal said, that Usain will be given back to her when she become okay from her sickness, and now she is fine, so Jalal should give her back her Usain. Rukaya says that she is begging and she wants to meet her son, and Rukaya cries bitterly. Rukaya turns to JODHA again that what kind of a mother is JODHA, and JODHA should tell her if mothers are like this. Rukaya says that JODHA couldn't protect her child, and JODHA has killed him. Rukaya says that JODHA should tell her where she was in the night when Usain was taking his last breath. Where was JODHA? And JODHA should tell her. Rukaya says that what did JODHA promise Jalal? That she will keep Usain in front of her eyes and she will not let anything happen to him. Rukaya angrily says that Usain was JODHA's responsibility, and Jalal wrote a statement that if Rukaya could not take care of Usain, then Usain would be snatched from her. But Jalal should tell her what was her fault, that Jalal snatched Usain from her, and now JODHA has killed him. So Jalal should tell her if JODHA will be punished now. The doctor checked Usain again and says that Usain was given poison and he did not die naturally. The doctor says that the poison was given to him in the middle of the night and everyone were shocked to hear this. Jalal angrily asks Moti that who was with Usain in the night, and Moti says that it was she, Zakira and Zeenat, and Jalal blabbers Zeenat's name and Jalal thinks. Jalal asks that where is Zeenat, and Jalal asks Oshia to bring Zeenat now and Oshia goes. Jalal comes out of the room and angrily shouted on the soldiers that this is his palace and nobody can hide there, so they should find Kazim and Zeenat. Rukaya says to JODHA that it is all JODHA's fault because JODHA couldn't protect Usain. JODHA, still crying, says that Usain was her child and she shouldn't have gone leaving him. Rukaya says that this cannot happen because her world is destroyed already and she will not spare anyone. Rahim comes there and shows the poisonous rubber ring to Salima, and Rahim says that he found it in the garden, and Rahim goes from there and everyone looks at the poisonous ring in shock. Zakira looks at it and says that the rubber ring is not just a simple thing, and this is one easy way to give poison to someone, so that the person who wears the ring and poison another person will remain safe, and she knows about it because Benzil also used the trick when she was working with her. Salima says that now, she believed that everything was done by Zeenat because she saw Zeenat in the garden area looking for something in the night. The doctor says that she also doubted Zeenat before because Zeenat heard her talking about the syrup that was given to Rukaya, and Zeenat was uneasy after that, and she thinks that Zeenat gave the syrup to Rukaya to make Rukaya be away from Usain. The doctor then carefully checks the rubber ring and says that it is truly poisonous, and Amida says, oh God. Jalal was outside and he says that he will not spare them, and where is Kazim and Zeenat? Kazim and Zeenat were hiding and Zeenat baby was crying, and Kazim asked Zeenat to control her child and they should not make any noise. Kazim asked Zeenat to hide in harem and they will go and hide somewhere else, and they will run away immediately they get the chance, and Zeenat goes to hide behind the pillars in harem with her baby. Kazim was hiding and he says that there is no way out now, and Mahan comes there but he did not see Kazim. Mahan asked the soldiers to find Kazim at any cost, and Kazim was worried. Rukaya comes to harem and she shouted at the maids that she wants Zeenat immediately. Amida asks Halima to handle Rukaya while she will see JODHA, and Amida goes from there to see JODHA. Rukaya says that she wants Zeenat at any cost and she doesn't know where the characterless woman is hiding. Kazim was hiding, and Barma, Todamal, Mahan and all the soldiers were also searching for him. Kazim was not finding any way to come out, and Kazim finally decided to come out in the open and face his fear. Kazim comes out with his sword and started killing the soldiers. Barma comes there and Kazim says that Barma should let him go, else he will kill Barma. But Barma says that Kazim have nowhere to go, and Barma started fighting with Kazim. Rukaya says that she will not spare Zeenat today, and she will take her life. And Rukaya suddenly listens to a child's crying voice from behind the wall, and Rukaya stops. It was Zeenat's baby that was crying, and Zeenat was trying to make him keep quiet, and Rukaya started moving towards the wall where the baby's voice was coming from. Rukaya saw that it was Zeenat that was hiding with her baby, and Rukaya sends the soldier to bring Zeenat out. The soldiers catch Zeenat and takes her to Rukaya, and Rukaya says that she trusted Zeenat, and she gave Zeenat a child to feed, and Zeenat took his life. Zeenat says that she is sorry, and Rukaya should forgive her. But Rukaya says that Zeenat's punishment would be that Zeenat would also see her baby dying in front of her, and Rukaya snatched Zeenat's baby from her. Rukaya was holding Zeenat's baby, and Rukaya says that it is killing in return of killing, and Zeenat killed her child. Now Zeenat would also see her child dying in front of her. Zeenat says no, Rukaya should please not do this with her child, and Rukaya should not take her baby's life. Rukaya says why? Now when it is about Zeenat's child, then Zeenat is screaming. But Zeenat did not see the innocence of her own child before killing him. Rukaya was about to take the sword and kill Zeenat's baby, but Salima comes there and takes the child from Rukaya. Salima says to Rukaya that Rukaya cannot do this, and Rukaya cannot become like Zeenat, because Rukaya is a Mughal queen. Rukaya says no, she is a mother whose child was killed by Zeenat, and she would not spare Zeenat's child, and the baby have to die. Salima says no, she will not allow Rukaya to do that, and Rukaya says okay, if Zeenat's baby cannot be killed, then Zeenat have to die by tasting the poison that she used in killing her baby. And Rukaya brings out the poisonous rubber ring that Rahim finds in the garden earlier, and Rukaya forcefully makes Zeenat taste it, while the soldiers were holding Zeenat, and Zeenat falls down and died immediately. Rukaya smiles as she feels peace seeing Zeenat dead, and Salima was shocked. Outside, Barma was having a sword fight with Kazim, and Kazim was attacking Barma, but Barma beat Kazim and put sword in his tummy, and says that this is for killing those innocent children, and Kazim died there immediately. Jalal comes there, and with anger, Jalal looks at Kazim's dead body, and Jalal takes the long dagger and keep eating Kazim's dead body ruthlessly, and everyone looks at Jalal in shock. Amida comes there and stops Jalal, and Jalal sadly leaves the place. It is time for the last ceremony of Hussein, and everyone were there crying. JODHA was sadly sitting there, and JODHA thinks in her mind that when her child was dying, she was enjoying romance, and JODHA remembered the time that she spent with Jalal that night. JODHA also remembered how she saw her son's dead body in the court, and JODHA thinks that how can she be so careless, and JODHA cried bitterly. The priest says that there will be the last prayer for the child, so they should call Jalal. Jalal comes there all broken, and he sees his child wrapped in a white cloth. Amida says to Jalal that it is time to pray for his second child, Hussein, as his death ceremony is being done, and he will be buried. Jalal looks at Amida and says that what prayer, and to whom should he pray? To God or who? Jalal says to Amida that he doesn't have faith in God anymore, and Amida says that this is a sin, and Jalal should not say that. Jalal says that he is saying it, that he doesn't believe in God anymore, because where was God when those devils were killing his children? Jalal says that God doesn't have power to save the innocent people, and they all prayed for the safety of their children, but they are gone now, and if there is truly God, then God have to ask for forgiveness from him, for taking his children from him, and if God cannot ask for forgiveness from him, then that means that there is no God. Jalal looks at the sky, and instead of praying, Jalal gets angry and says that from now on, he will not trust that God who took the life of his innocent twins again, and he would become the same old Jalaluddin, who was ruthless and cruel, and he would have no love and goodness in his heart from now on, and JODHA was shocked hearing all this from Jalal. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. This, in fact, really got me, but it is what it is. I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.